Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if Naruto was Hagoromo's reincarnation, Naruto X Harem. Part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic. Konohagakure no Sato, one of the greatest shinobi village in the elemental nation, also one of the strongest since it was found. However, 12 years ago an incident appeared. That incident is the release of Kyuubi no Yoko, the strongest tailed beast, but the beast itself being defeated by Yondaime Hokage who sealed the beast into a young-born child, and his name is Naruto Uzumaki. 6 years later, Naruto Uzumaki, a 6 years old boy, with a spiky blonde hair and azure ocean blue sky eyes, and 3 whiskers birthmark in each cheeks. He is also a loudmouth knucklehead blonde, who run around the village try to find friends, despite the hostile action from the village, but he is always being shunned off and never found a true friends, but he is also a gutsy boy that will never give up, and he dreams for the village to finally acknowledge him and become Hokage. Naruto, who running from the mob of the angry village tried to escape from them from constant beating from the villagers, he is now wearing a black shirt with a whirlpool swirls in pattern, and a red pants, tried to running till he found himself in the dead-end alley. He leaned backwards till he found himself can't move anymore. He is always thinking, why? Why they hate me? What did I do to make the whole villagers hate me? They always called him demon brat, demon, or many other thing that force him to grow more matured than the other kids. Naruto whimpered as the mob start walking towards the blonde with a knife and various weapons to the alley. Why are you doing this, Tome? Please leave me alone. He begged with a scary tone in his voice. As if we will do that, you killed our entire family that night, you demon brat. Shouted one of the villagers. Yeah, Yondaime should have just killed you. We don't need demon crawling over our village. Shout another villager. But I didn't do anything, please, if you hate me just leave me alone. Naruto with a strained voice tried to beg but only make them angry. No matter, let's just kill him. He ordered, and all of them running towards the blonde to beat him, torture, and try to kill him. Naruto feared for his life, being beaten all over again were shut his eyes and from the beating, but he had enough and snapped his eyes open to find his eyes were different. His eyes were a purple and ripple pattern all over his eyes with a 3 tomos in each of his circle line until he shouted. Shinra Tensei. The group of mobs who launched themselves at Naruto suddenly being pushed by an unknown force till it knocked them unconscious. Naruto simply fainted after doing that jutsu, until being catched by a dog mask Anbu with a silver hair which looks like defy gravity. Naruto, I'm truly sorry for not being able truly protect you, sensei, I have failed. Frowning tiredly with a Naruto in his hands and began roof walking towards the Hokage tower. Inside Naruto mindscape, Naruto opened his eyes and found himself to be in a damp sewer. He is confused why is being in the sewer. The villager must be throwing him here, which Naruto tried to find a way out until he found a giant cage with a kanji which means seal. He walked slowly towards the cage. Hello. Try to ask as if try to find someone there. A pair of giant red eyes snapped open and Naruto yelped in surprises. So, my jailer has finally come to meet me. Tell me, boy, what do you wanted? Asked the giant figure with a demonic voice. Who are you? And where is this place? And why are you being held in a cage? Naruto asked despite the fear he is still a gutsy child. This is your mindscape for who I am. I am the greatest tailed beast Kyuubi no Yoko, but that Yondaime caught me and sealed within you. Kyuubi roared, making Naruto flinch. Suddenly Naruto head hung and were angry, sad, and many emotion filled his mind. So they really are true, I am a demon. He began sobbing till he cried, but Kyuubi just snorted. No, you stupid human. I am demon while you are my jailer. But if you want I will destroy the village for you and leave you alive by taking these seals off me. Kyuubi smirked behind the cage. Naruto also know his motives and shouted. Why should I do that? It's because of you the village hates me. Why did you attack the village? HMPH, I am not trying to attack the village, you puny human. I have being controlled by a masked man, and I am certainly going to kill him. Kyuubi clawed his hand to the cage. If that is true, then you are the same with me, it means you are alone, can I be your friend? He looked Kyuubi with tiny smile. Kyuubi looked at the tiny human and were surprised. No one ever wanted to be his friend, and the only person who he respect is his father Raikudo Sennin. To think that this child were trying to befriend him is surprising. HMPH, and why should I? I never liked human in the first place, they were just using as weapons and all humans are like that, I would never wanted to befriend with humans. Kyuubi roared, but Naruto didn't fear him, instead just smiling at him until a voice from the other side where Naruto came from, footsteps came towards the cage. He is a young man, was roughly in his mid to late 20s. He was roughly 5'10" and had short, silver hair that was mildly spiked except for 2 large spikes of hair on the top of his head that gave the impression of horns. His eyes were light purple with 6 circles rippling from a small pupil in the center of his eyes. As for the rest of his appearance, he was dressed in a dark gray combat gi over a simple, black monk's garb. Over the bottom part of his monk robe was samurai armor. Over all of this was a white, high-collared haori with an eye like his own over 9 magatama in a block formation on the back of it. Around his neck was a necklace with 6 red magatama on it, and around his waist was a belt that held a sword in its sheath. In the man's hand was a golden staff with a ring on the top and 6 individual rings connected to it like the ends of a chain. Long time no see, Kurama. The young man with a smile greeted him. Kyuubi, who is now known as Kurama, stepped back in surprise. Impossible, I know you were gone. There is no way you alive, I see you dead. How could you be alive? The young man just walked towards the cage and see the young boy with a blonde hair, then ruffled his hair, making Naruto surprised by his appearance, and nobody ever ruffling his hair except for Sandaime Gigi. With a smile the young man knelt so he could see Naruto in the eyes. Naruto, I am surprised to see you want to be Kurama friend, weren't you afraid? He asked. Naruto looked at him with a big smile. Because Kyuubi is alone, I don't know why, but I think Kyuubi is not that bad. The young man replied, his smile with his own. You are right, Kurama isn't bad, however Kurama always having a hard time, because he is always alone and the people who hungered for power tried to make him as their weapon. Truly I am very disappointed with their act, and I thought I am already bring peace by giving the tailed beasts to protect them, but I was wrong. And now I wanted to know that you are my reincarnation, Naruto. Naruto was about to reply until Kurama interrupted them. Oi, Rakudo Gigi, why are you still alive? I mean really, this is really surprising. The man known as Rakudo gained a tick mark on his forehead and pointed his staff at him. Who are you calling Gigi? I am not that old. You ungrateful son. Kurama just snorted. Whatever, the thing I know is you are already old and it's just your young appearance here doesn't mean you are not old. Rakudo Gigi, Kurama burst into laughter. The young man just sighed at his son's behavior. Mumbling about ungrateful son until Naruto tugged his clothes. So Rakudo Gigi, why are you here and why are you friendly with the Kyuubi? Kurama burst into laughter again with Naruto called him that way too while Raikudo eyes were twitched annoyed by Kurama's act. He sighed. Naruto, I will tell you something, alright. Naruto nodded. The thing is Kyuubi is my son, I am the one who created him, as why I am here, you are my reincarnation and we will be as a one person, my past abilities, a little bit of my look, my memories, and you will also have these eyes, my evolved Rinnegan. As for my name, you could call me Raikudo Sennin. The people here known me only as a myth because time has already flowed by and many people won't recognize me, as into why am I your reincarnation, it's because I see good in you Naruto, you will be child of prophecy who will save the world once again. Naruto looked in awe and then jumped to the air with a fist punching through air. Wow, awesome. Rakudo Gigi is my past one and I am not just going to be Hokage but the one who saved the world. Raikudo couldn't help but smile as he ruffled his hair again. Naruto, now I will reveal who is your real parents is. Naruto finally looked at him with a serious face. Rakudo Gigi, tell me, who are they? Why did they left me? Did they love me or they hated me? Now listen Naruto, your parents love you till the end their lives, but don't worry about it, for your father names, he is your idol Yondaime Hokage, Yellow Flash Minato Namikaze, and your mother is Red Death Halbanero Kushina Uzumaki. Both of them are a great ninja till the end of their lives to protect the village, but Naruto, don't let those hatred consume you, but you must be able to control emotion, and you must promise me that you will become strong to protect those who care about you. Naruto, who already had tears in the eyes, hugging him as if life were dependent on him. Arigato, Rakudo Gigi, now I know they love me, but I will also protect the village they were once saved. Rakudo could only nod. Good Naruto, you are truly my reincarnation, and for more of your information Naruto, my weapons that once scattered I am already put in your apartment, and also my teaching for the eyes were also there, and you must train as hard as you could to reach the top form. After this our soul will merge and I will be one with you. As for Kurama, I will talk to him now. Naruto could only nodded. Raikudo Sennin moved into the cage and put his hand palm towards the paper seal and channel chakra into it to replace with the new seal. 6-path art. Yin-Yang seal. The kanji seal changed into the shape of yin-yang. He let out a deep breath. Kurama, I will tell you that I am happy to see you once again, but know this, I will also become one with the child, so I expect you to cooperate with him, and know this, that I love as a son. To-san, a single tears went through his cheeks until something feel a tug in the tails and saw that Naruto sleeping in his fur. Comfy, Naruto said while sleeping. Kurama let out a small smile, as his father were slowly disappear in the white light towards Naruto. I guess I will be seeing you again in Naruto then To-san. Kurama chuckle. It seems so. Raikudo Sennin closed his eyes and disappear from existence, while Kurama only sleep with Naruto, who sleep leaning at his tails. Outside the Mindscape Hokage Tower. Hokage is strongest shinobi in Konohagakure no Sato sitting in his desk with a stack of paperwork, his worst nemesis. He never know how the Yondaime could done it fast, he wanted to find out, but he is too old for this shit. The one who were taking the seat of Hokage once again is Sandaime Hokage. After the incident of Kyuubi, he is appointed to be Hokage once again. He is still wondering how Naruto could be a normal child between the village, although it seems that he is very tired with this work until a door being knocked. Come in. The man who came is the same person who wore Anbu outfit with a dog mask, and now carrying Naruto in his hand. Inu, what happened to Naruto? Is he being beaten to the ground again? He frowned to look at the child, but there is no single wound in his body. No, sir, but Naruto used a strange jutsu to push all of the mob to the ground, and a moment later he fainted. He explained as he laid down Naruto in the couch. I see. Well, let me talk with him when he is awake. You are dismissed, Inu. He ordered, and Inu leave in the swirl of the leaves. A few minutes later woke up and rubbed his eyes to see a better vision. And his eyes were now different, a pair of purple eyes with a circle around it with 3 tomos each of the circle. While he could feel Raikudo Sennin power, Naruto realized that his memories of Raikudo Sennin came to him rapidly till he is remember everything, and all of his power, but he also need to adapt to his body. Now that he have the power of the Sennin, he looked around the room that he is familiar with, the Hokage office. He stopped the chakra to his eyes to stop the Rinnegan and returned to his sky blue eyes with a black slit in the middle. He went to the chair in front of the Hokage's desk and greeted the old man. Hi Gigi, shouted the new Naruto. He must keep the act together now that he is Raikudo Sennin and Naruto himself, he must went through the art of deception. So, is there anything you want, Gigi? He asked with a smile and an innocent tone. Sarutobi looked up to see Naruto awake. Oh, Naruto, good to see you awake. How are you doing, my child? He asked. I'm fine, Gigi, you know, just running around and make pranks. He grinned. Sarutobi chuckled. Well, that's good, Naruto, but remember you have to be careful. Now I want to ask you something. One of my shinobi just passing around and see you almost being beaten till you used some sort of jutsu. Do you know anything about it, my child? He asked. No, the thing that I remember is being surrounded and then I'm just fainted, that's all. Half true, he is almost being beaten, but now he is to be more careful the next that happened so that he couldn't carelessly killed someone. The mobs that chased him that day were lucky, but the next time they won't. Is there anything else, Gigi? Sarutobi shook his head. No, Naruto, you can leave now, and please be careful, I am really worried about you. Naruto give him a grin. No problem, Gigi. And remember, I will take that hat from you one day. He shouted, then running to door, then shut it. Sarutobi just chuckle at the boy antic. He is so much like a certain redhead that he know. One day you will, Naruto, one day. Naruto apartment. Naruto just reached his apartment, and quickly went through, opened the door and shut it tightly once it closed. Finally. He walked to the room and moved through a couple of hand seals, Kuchio's no jutsu. A loud poof and a very large scroll appeared. Inside it his old outfit, weapons, jutsu, taijutsu movement, fuinjutsu, genjutsu, kinjutsu, juinjutsu. His outfit in the last world is necklace with a red 6 magatama, golden monk staff with a circle on top with a 6 rings inside it, Haori with a 9 magatamas with a Rinnegan on top of it, along with a monk garb and samurai armor he had. His weapon consists of the Bashogun, Benihisago, Kokenjo, Shichiseiken, and Kohaku no Johei. There is a jutsu scroll inside the large one. There is consist of basic element fire, wind, water, earth, lightning, and the sub-elements consist of ice release, scorch release, swift release, dust release, lava release, boil release, storm release, wood release, crystal release, blaze release, magnet release, dark release, light release, steel release, explosion release. The last jutsu is yin release, yang release, and yin-yang release. Satisfying. Naruto nodded. All in all, it's time to bring peace once again. He swore he won't stop until everything is returned back to where it should and the people will once again in peace, not in rivalry and war. Now his first step is to retrain his jutsu and remastered once again. He will be very busy, so he will need to create a clone, which the clone will be left in the village while he train and travel across the elemental nation. With the unfamiliar hand seals. Yin-yang release. Blood clone. With that the clone finally emerged. Yin-yang blood clone, not only solid but will be able to hold till his return to the village, and will not die till the user say to dispel or die. The use also will have the memory of the clone, much like Kage Bunshin, and he also have the Rinnegan in case he will get into trouble. Listen, I will be return in about 6 years, so you must replace me for a while till I return, and act like I usually act and don't reveal anything deep. Do you understand? Hi, boss. The blood clone shouted. He nodded. He took a deep breath, and with that he resealed all of his stuff inside the large scroll, and turned into his older self with a full transformation. Kage henge. Then he wear all of his past self outfit. He dressed in a dark gray combat gi over a simple, black monk's garb. Over the bottom part of his monk robe was samurai armor. Over all of this was a white, high-collared haori with an eye like his own over 9 magatama in a block formation on the back of it. Around his neck was a necklace with 6 red magatama on it, and around his waist was a belt that held a sword in its sheath. In the man's hand was a golden staff with a ring on the top and 6 individual rings connected to it like the ends of a chain, and finally with a scroll in his back waist. Well, then I shall be off. With that he leave with swirl of vortex and reappeared outside the wall of Konohagakure no Sato. With that the journey begin. It had been 6 years since the real Naruto left, and this will be the last day. The blood clone do his job done. Aside from the brash personality, it was just a mask, and the blood clone will finally dispel. In the distance a shadow slowly approaching the village of Konoha. The shadow finally revealed. The spiky blonde hair with a 2 horns like bangs, pair of sky blue eyes, 3 whiskers mark in each cheeks. His body were lean and athletic with 6-pack abs will make a woman droll. respectively 170 centimeters height. His clothes consist of simple GI armor over a simple, black-orange monk garb. Over the bottom part of his monk robe was samurai armor. Over all of this was a reddish with black flames pattern below it, high-collared haori with a eye like his own over 9 magatama in a block formation on the back of it. Around his neck was a necklace with 6 red magatama on it, and around his waist was a belt that held a sword in its sheath. In the man's hand was a golden staff with a ring on the top and 6 individual rings connected to it like the ends of a chain, and finally with a scroll in his back waist. This is none other than Naruto Uzumaki. After a long journey he has returned with his skill might be stronger than the last time in his previous life in the future. Right now he is 12 years old, but people might think he is 16 years old. After dispelling the blood clone in his apartment, he quickly leave with a swirl vortex and leave without a trace to his apartment. There he could see the room was quite tidy, not too much of dust. He guessed that the clone do his job well done. After he received the clone memories he couldn't help but shook his head sagely. Whether the people of Konoha are foolish or is it was just him, everything will need to be done in the future. Despite the only people he think is precious are Hokage, Ichiraku family, the rest might be not care about him. He also remember the time in the academy. His only friend is Hinata the shy girl, Shikamaru the lazy genius, Choji the Akamichi, Shino the bug boy, and Kiba the mutt. The people in the class that he didn't like are Sasuke the broody arrogant, Sakura the pink banshee, and Ino the queen gossip. He also know that tomorrow is the exam for the graduation. After that he will be officially shinobi, and he will not be beaten again, although he could just beat them now since he already the same as his past self. Basically he is in the prime while he defeat the Jubi. He has also relearned and remastered the technique he used in his past self, mainly the 6 element and yin-yang release. The sub-element he also mastered all of it, but he knew that it will be much more to attract many people, mainly shinobi, to take him back to their own village for power. Kekkei Genkei, mainly it is a sub-element user and a more unique ability. He took a deep breath and sleep for tomorrow exam. He knew many people still hate him, but he noticed in his memory that there is also who sympathy over him. He also respect the people who accept him who he are. With that he sleep. Mindscape. He woke up in the middle of the forest with a high mountain and water source. He also saw Kurama sleeping in the distance near the approach Kurama till he is closed enough. Kurama awake in the presence of Naruto. The mindscape has changed for the comfort of Kurama, so could move around and not cramped in the cage. So, what is it that Rakudo-sama wants with me? The large 2 eyes saw the man in front of him. Tick mark appears in Naruto's head. How many times do I have to tell you that no Sama? Do you think I am God to begin with? Kurama just rolled his eyes. I don't really care, you are still my father nonetheless. What is it that you require my presence to, San? Kurama asked with a smirk. He let out a sigh. How many times do we have this conversation? About 1800 times now. Kurama deadpanned. Oh, that is now really nice. Well, I guess my primary objective now is to gather all of your brother and sister Kurama. Although all of them were spread out through the land. We can't take action for now. We have Ikibi no Shukaku in the Sunagakur, Nibi no Matabi in the Kumogakur, Sanbi no Isobu in Mizugakur, Yonbi no Sun Goku in Iwagakur, Gobi no Kokuo in Iwagakur, Rokubi no Seiken in Mizugakur, Nanabi no Chome in Takigakur, Hachibi no Gyuki in Kumogakur, and all of them were very hate in their own village. We will gather all of Jinchuriki before they were in a wrong hands, but for now we wait for 3 years. He said sagely. But why not now? We could have saved them. Those people are just foolish. Roar Kurama. Easy Kurama, I know that. I care for your brother and sister, but we have to wait. Somehow my Geto Mezzo statue are not in my equipment. That means someone must stole it. We have to wait Kurama, but I promise all of your brother and sister will be safe. Kurama just growled, then let out a sigh. Well then Kurama, I am really tired right now. We better sleep. He leaned at Kurama first, slowly close his eyes. Kurama rolled his eyes. Yeah, well, I am about to sleep, till you wake me up. Well, just shut up and get back to sleep. Grr, fine. With that, the two of them sleep waiting for the new day's arise. Next day, Naruto awake to see the day has arrived for him to be a shinobi. Naruto went through the shower and make Kage Bunshin for his breakfast. After he finished showering and dress in his usual outfit at his travel. After he finished breakfast, he locked his apartment and moved through the road. He doesn't want to move at the rooftop, because he wanted to saw the village when he is gone. The look on the villagers were all various. The elder think that he is sort of like Yondaime Hokage. The man look at him with a glare because his figure. Meanwhile the girl all squeak like a high school girl who found their idol. The road to say at least strange for him. Not all the time he get praise, but he also got the look of suspicious from the shinobi Chunin till Junin. Who is that? I don't know, he looks like Yondaime. Yondaime-sama. That man is so cool and handsome. He look like a monk. Yeah, look at that staff. Naruto couldn't help but smile. It seems the civilians are confused who he is, after all the one who used to prank and troublemaker, but now he is a cool with calculative vision. He strolled through the academy, inside the academy. Once inside the class they were confused who he is since they don't know who wears something like a monk inside the academy. Various reaction. Sasuke just, HN. He didn't really care cause he always thought that he is the best. Sakura confused to hell. Who is this person? She thought that he only wear that so he could get attention from her. Ino could only droll at the hotness of this person. Choji only adding his potato chip as usual. Shino is. Well, Shino. Hinata, who recognized who he is, fainted with nosebleed. Kiba just looked dumbfounded. Who is this monk? Shikamaru, who gazed at the man just looking sleepy and continue his sleep. He sat at the back RWO of the classes, all of them mumbling who is the hot hunk, until Iruka came to the class. He gazed at his class when he saw the blonde hair with a monk-like dress. Alright class, we will begin the exam now. The class were still noisy. Will you brat shut up? Using his demonic head jutsu, he shut everyone in the class. It amazed Naruto how he could do that. Alright kids, time to start to exam. The first exam, how he could call it, the written exam, but in his case, Mizuki is casting a genjutsu in his paper making it a Junin level exam, making it impossible, but he see it, he dispel the genjutsu then start answering the exam. It was rather easy, not that hard. After the first exam done, they are walking outside to test their throwing skill. Most of the civilian were not even 5, but the clan heir and heiress were still good at least. Sasuke having 9/10 kunai throwing, 9/10 shuriken throwing. Sakura surprisingly 7/10. 7/10 pretty good for a civilian. Shino is 8/10. 7/10. Hinata 8/10. 7/10. Kiba is good too for actually hit 7/10. 7/10. Shikamaru only have 6/10. 6/10 because he said it is too troublesome. Choji 6/10. 6/10. Ino 7/10. 6/10 quiet good for gossip queen. Naruto is the last. Naruto, it's you turn. Before he could even started, Sasuke give a smirk. Good luck, you'll need it dope, he said arrogantly. Naruto just rolled his eyes for the arrogant attitude. He then start swinging his own kunai and shuriken, hitting all of the vital spots, making all of their jaw dropped. All of them hit 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. He just stood there waiting for Iruka to say something at least. Iruka-sensei, how is it? Asked with a foxy grin. That's good Naruto, I'm impressed. He write the result. After the throwing test, all of them were thinking, is this Naruto that they knew all this year? They never knew that all of the years it was just an act. The next test is taijutsu test, nothing really impressive. All of the clan heir were at least have potential unlike the civilian. The last test is between Naruto and Sasuke. Will Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha come forth? Iruka announced. Naruto just impassively look at the smirk of that arrogant bastard. Is he truly think he could defeat everyone with just demanding them? How foolish, to think he is the descendant of his older son in his past life, how ironic. Sasuke just smirk. Dope. Why don't you just give up? There is no way you can defeat me. Naruto just silent, he raised his left eyebrow. With this Sasuke angered, Iruka started the match. Sasuke move into his interceptor fist. That's supposedly better with the Sharingan since have not unlocked the Sharingan yet. It is not effective. Meanwhile Naruto just stand there not interested carved in his face, also doesn't even bother move from the spot. Hajime. Iruka started. Sasuke leapt forward and enter his right fist to Naruto's face but stopped by Naruto. The most surprising he only used one finger. This angered Sasuke more. He tried to kick him with his left leg but being stopped with another of his finger. Sasuke tried to launch a hit on the dope. Unfortunately Naruto doesn't even move from the spot. Then with just a palm Naruto place it at his chest making Sasuke blown backwards till he hit the wall. Spider crack appeared behind it. Iruka sensei called the match. He impassively move out of the ring. Hi, the winner of this match Naruto Uzumaki. He lost in his thought. Naruto, when did you get this strong? While everyone dumbfounded with Naruto action, Sasuke fangirls only told Iruka that he is cheating, but Iruka know better. Meanwhile the clan heir leave a smirk at the arrogant prick, only Sakura who screeching like a banshee while Ino seemed to look at the blonde with a new light. Naruto no baka, what have you done to Sasuke-kun? Sakura shouted while Naruto just stared at her behind his haori. I don't know what are you talking about Haruno, it is practically fair and if you keep yourself for being a fangirls I suggest you quit being a shinobi before it's too late. After that he just went inside for the final exam leaving the group dumbfounded by the cold and harsh attitude, while Iruka just wondered what happened to the blonde. The final exam, so it seems just a simple henge, kawarimi, bunshin no jutsu. He just saw that this is very basic. He himself already know the advance of those kind, but he used the variation of yin-yang release make it more sturdier and powerful. Naruto know that he is a total control of his chakra, he just hit it. After the exam is finished, he chose his Hite 8 he chose with the black color, he then strapped it at his forehead, then walked through the village with Iruka who want to treat him with ramen. Well, he really missed the ramen after a while. He knew that his new self were really fond of ramen, orange, and many strange thing he realized. Iruka also asked if there is something with the blonde since he is partially strong enough but he hide it well. After they both went inside Ichiraku, Naruto ordered the most. Oi, Oji-san 10 bowl of miso ramen, and 5 shrimp ramen. Oi Naruto. Naruto, is that really you? Tsuki who give him a strange look dumbfounded with the new Naruto. Well, who else will order that much ramen? He shrugged. Anyway, where is Ayame Ne-chan? Well, she is in the back, I'll call for him shortly. Oi Ayame, guess who's just graduated? Tsuki called for his daughter. Era, it must be Naruto-kun. She looked at Naruto with a red blush in her face. In front of her is a man with an athletic body with a round-shaped face and sky-blue eyes, 3 whiskers mark in each cheeks. Naruto, is that you? She pointed at him. He just give a foxy grin. Of course, who do you think I am? Huge blush appeared in her face that looks like a tomato. Well, it's just that I really think that you are. She could not utter another as Tsuki laughed. Ha ha ha. Well Naruto, you are a very lady killer yourself, huh? He give Naruto a smirk while Naruto just blushed. Well, I don't know about that, you think so? He slurped his noodles. Of course, I knew well my boy. After that Naruto and Iruka talked about many things as he wanted to know how Naruto became powerful. So, Naruto, this morning you are very making surprised, not usual you show me that skill. Well, it's just that I always training and surely I never neglect. Iruka nodded. I see, well you keep up the good work Naruto, I am really proud of you. He patted Naruto back. Naruto just smiled at his precious people after receiving the memories of his clone. He knew that Iruka is a kind person and different from anyone in the village. He cared for him even though he always pulled a prank. After eating with a total of 20 bowl of ramen making Iruka cry anime tears for making him broke, Naruto went to his apartment but eventually he felt a spike of chakra that tried to escape from Konohagakure no Sato. He remember it well. Who is this chakra signatures? It is Mizuki. He quickly running to the forest where Mizuki chakra was. he finally found him with a huge forbidden scroll at his back. All the while Naruto decided to surprise him by kicking him at the gut, making him fall from the tree. Mizuki-san, what are you doing here with a forbidden scroll? Naruto asked. Demon brat, you better get out of my way before I kill you. He threw one of his giant shuriken to Naruto, but Naruto only took the handle and returned it to Mizuki, forcing him to dodge. Not bad for a demon brat. Before I kill you, let me tell you why are you hated in this village. Naruto only raised an eyebrow. Why? Please do tell. With a maniacal laugh he told Naruto. It's because you are Kyuubi no Yoko. 12 years ago you almost killed the whole village, now do you understand that, huh? Naruto only feigned hurt, and a second later he laughed, making Mizuki confused. Why would he laugh? I already know that, you traitor. With that he disappeared with a swirl of vortex appearing behind Mizuki, knock him out with a single finger. HMPH, what a foolish traitor. Well, better leave him to Anbu or I am gonna be accused for taking the scroll. With that he placed a block chakra system seal at Mizuki before leaving with a swirl of vortex to his apartment. Hokage office. One of the Anbu Neko, a kunoichi with a Neko mask and a long straight purple hair, came to report the incident. Mizuki betrayal. Inisti Sarutobi still busy with his paperwork. Hokage-sama. Ah. Neko, tell me, is the traitor is captured? Asked the old Hokage. Hi. We successfully captured the traitor, however we found strange, Hokage-sama. Sarutobi raised an eyebrow, interested. Oh, and how do you say about that? We don't even, I mean, what is that strange? Neko nodded. Hi. The strange thing is he were unconscious. Also there is a seal for blocking Mizuki chakra with a black bruise behind his neck that we assume that he is knocked out by someone, and the forbidden scroll were in the ground. It's like the man doesn't want to take it. Sarutobi tapped his chin. Whoever she is a good person. Is there a trace of his chakra somewhere? Neko shook her head. No, the chakra trace were leaving there and I didn't see anywhere the chakra trace is, it's like he disappear. I see. Well then you are dismissed, Neko. Neko nodded and leave with a swirl of leaves. With a deep sigh Hokage continued his work. I'm too old for this shit. Next day. Naruto awakened like usual day, but now he will be placed in the team, hopefully not the arrogant prick and pink banshee. He always hoped that won't happen. Seriously, that duo really making his live like a crap. Naruto despite wanted to walk, he ran atop of the roof so he could quickly know what team he is. He reached the academy. It seems he is the first arrived there, so he wait in the back row of the sit, till everyone came inside. He just read a book about the history. He also loved history even though he is a relic himself. Iruka came in through and talk about speech and boring. He just read the book until team assignment. Iruka finally reached team he will be at. Very well then. As for Team 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki. Their Junin sensei Kakashi Hatake. Naruto slam his head so hard till leave the crack in it. Why? Team 8 will be Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame. Their Junin sensei is Kurenai Yuhi. Team 9 is still active, so we will move to the other one. Team 10 will be Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi. Their Junin sense is Asuma Sarutobi. That's all, and I hope everyone here will be a great shinobi and kunoichi in the future. With that he leave the class. One by one all of the team were escorted with their respected Junin till only Team 7 left. Naruto was bored as hell. He only read the book all over the time, while Sakura keep asking Sasuke for dating. Emo broody just ignore her and continue brooding, and it happen all over 3 hours till their sense finally arrive. The man came into the room. He have a covering his face except his eyes, his Hite 8 covering his left eye, and his silver defy gravity hair. With a single wave he greet them. Yo, I guess you are Team 7. Meet me at the roof, and my first impression for all of you is you guys are boring except for you. He pointed at the blonde, and he smiled much to the annoyance of the two. Kakashi then disappear in a swirl of leaves, and Naruto soon followed with swirl of vortex, much to the surprise of the two. while Sasuke angrily confused how the dope keep getting stronger and stronger. Academy rooftop. Kakashi was actually surprised that Naruto reached the rooftop first. He doesn't expect that the boy knows Shunshin, or maybe it was something else. Well, leave it at that. His teammates were already. Sensei is really having a very interesting son. He looked at the pink-haired girl, who seemed to glue to the emo brooder, while the emo brooder tried to ignore the pink-haired girl. Well, this team might be interesting. Well then, since all of you are here, let's start with the introduction. You know names, hobby, likes, dislikes, and dreams. I'll go first. My name is Kakashi Hatake. I like many things, I dislike many things too. My hobby is I don't want to talk about it, and my dreams never thought about it. He give them an eye smile. Three of them sweat drop. We only got his name. Alright Pinky, you're next. He pointed at Sakura. Sakura narrowed her eyes slightly then ignored it. My name is Sakura Haruno. I like, giggles at Sasuke. My hobby is, glance at Sasuke. My dream is, glanced again at Sasuke. I hate Naruto baka. Shouted at Naruto, who rolled his eyes. Kakashi just rolled his eyes. Great, a fangirl. Alright, you're next emo king. Naruto snickered at Sasuke nicknamed. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I like nothing except training. I dislike many things. I don't have a hobby. My dreams, no, my ambition is to kill certain someone, stated the emo king. Kakashi just narrowed his eyes. Avenger. Alright, you're next blondie. Pointed at Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, ramen and my precious people. I dislike to wait for ramen cook longer and arrogant people. My hobby is training, and my dream is bring peace to the world, he said with cool tone and calm manner. It seems that his personality really are different from the report, and his dream are surely strange. Kakashi frowned. Alright then, tomorrow we will begin the real test. Kakashi said, making Sakura and Sasuke shocked, Naruto just as calm as ever. As you can see, you are not just going to be shinobi after the academy, you will be tested to see if you are capable of. Met me tomorrow at 6 a.m. at training ground 7. Oh, and I suggest that all of you didn't eat. Well, Yane. He disappeared in Shunshin while Naruto quickly leaving with Swirl Vortex, leaving both of them. Sakura asking Sasuke for date but always refused, making the girl depressed. Naruto apartment night. After leaving the academy, he quickly leaving with a henge to buy some more ingredients to eat. After that he trained with taijutsu in the nearby training grounds. After he done at the evening, he quickly leave to his apartment, taking a shower and dinner. Kakashi Hatake, what an interesting person. I heard that he is my father's student. Well then, why don't I test him tomorrow? He went to deep sleep waiting to tour training with his sensei this morning. Evil chuckle let out from Naruto's mouth. Kakashi suddenly shivered. Why do I have a feeling tomorrow will be a bad day? Next day, Naruto done his usual day, only today is special. He got the chance to tour training with his new sensei. He also just laying in bed waiting for 2 hours until he decide to stroll the village, waiting for his sensei because he might be late. He also feel the predator looking at him like a piece of meat, the fangirlish. He decide running to the training ground 7 before it's too late. Arrive at his destination, a usual sight could be spotted, Sakura asking Sasuke for date, and Sasuke only ignore it. Of course, it seems that the Banshee decided to scream at Naruto. Naruto no baka, why did you late? Covering his ears he answered. I didn't actually late, sensei isn't actually here so it doesn't count as late. But still you need to come here in time. Well, for what? Hearing you asking for date with you Sasuke-kun. Or screeching like a little banshee you are. That shut Sakura up. A couple of minutes later Kakashi came with a single wave and give a eye smile. Yo. You late. Screeched Sakura. Well then, I see that everyone is here, so let's start. Here is your mission, you have to take these bells from me. Showing 2 bells to them. But Kakashi-sensei, there is only 2 bells, stated Sakura. Of course it's because one of you will return to the academy. Shocking 2 of the teammates. I don't think there will be 3-man team, seriously, I already figure it out, Kakashi. About teamwork, I doubt all of them will help me anyway. I am just gonna finish him off. And also, you have come to me with the intent to kill. Kakashi stated. But sensei, we are going to hurt you. Sakura said, concerned. Trust me, Sakura, I know what I am doing. He rolled his eyes. Well then, Hajime. Sasuke and Sakura move into the forest while Naruto only sit lotus style. Kakashi wondered why is he only one who didn't move. Naruto, why are you just sitting there? The test is already started. Well, Kakashi sensei, I already figure it out, and surely why don't you test the other before me, because all of them won't want to join teamwork with me, Kakashi sensei, still closing his eyes. Kakashi eyes widened. Nobody has figured it out before. It seems that sensei-san is really interesting. Well then, if you say so, I will return in just a moment. 1 hour 30 minutes later, Kakashi came back with his orange book in his right hand. Well then, why don't you show me your skill? Naruto stand up facing Kakashi and open his eyes, revealing a crimson red with a black circle line and 3 tomos each circle in each eyes. Kakashi widened at this and suddenly felt a kick from behind slamming him through the training ground. What the hell is that? Is that Sharingan? No, that circle line is too many. Rinnegan. Possibly, but I didn't think the eyes were red though. And god, that kick really hurts. Kakashi sensei, why are you not serious? Even though I am a genin, I am far stronger than you. Better not underestimate your team, Kakashi Hatake. He release a huge amount of killing intent, making Kakashi actually shivering. What is this killing intent? It's far more stronger than the Kyuubi. He wondered while shivering. Suddenly his thought were interrupted and Naruto appeared in front of him, making Kakashi startled and was about to kawaii me until he heard Shinra Tensei. His body were blown backwards with a huge amount unknown force, before he could even fight back. Bansho Tenin. He is being pulled by another unknown force to Naruto, and he punched Kakashi in the gut hard enough to make him flew backwards again. Naruto with a deep sigh. Kakashi sensei, you underestimating your enemy too much. We win next time. Be serious and move from the past. Your genin need you, you know. With that he leave with a swirl vortex towards the 3 log nearby the training ground. Kakashi slowly pulled himself from the ground, and feel very hurt in the gut. That punch almost feel like a Tsunade Densetsu no Sanin Dam. With that he start walking to the log nearby training ground and actually surprised to see the team there. Also the bell is with Sakura and Sasuke. Well done, all of you passed. However, I expect more teamwork from you guys, since it is what lacking. Although the best member here is Naruto, he managed to get the bells from me, and with that I'll see you at this training ground as usual and don't be late. With that he leave the 3 genin with the thought, I must report Naruto's skill to Hokage, sooner the better. Naruto leaves in the swirl of vortex to his apartment with the thought, not bad, Kakashi Hatake, next time if you neglect your student I'll kick your. After the test, Naruto went through the forest of death, where he usually refined his skill. He remastered his own jutsu and his new one, and of course with a barrier seal, a seal that used for stealth his chakra even from Byakugan and Sharingan. He also felt someone presence, but she is long off somewhere. Absolutely went to work. With that he stretch his body and prepare himself for using his jutsu and new jutsu. Soon he activate his Rinnegan with a 3 tomos in each circle. He took a deep breath, and move a couple of hand seals till it stop a tiger seal. Kaden. Goka Mekyaku no Jutsu. Fire release. Great fire annihilation. He burst his breath and launch a large fire at the woods, till it become ashes. He moved to a couple of hand seals and stop at bird seal. Water soon materialized from the air. Sweden. Daibakufu no Jutsu. Water release. Great waterfall jutsu. A large waterfall swept through the fire at the forest. Wow, now I knew that Nadaime Hokage use yin chakra to create water from even the desert. Next he went through a couple of hand seals. Doden. Yomi Numa. Earth release. Great dark swamp. A large dark swamp swallow the water with the ashes down the earth. He smirk and move through next hand seals. Ox rabbit monkey. Lightning soon erupted from his right hand and dashed through a tree. Raiden. Raikiri. Lightning release. Lightning blade, and put his palm through the tree and destroy it. I guess Kakashi didn't notice. I take a peek at his memories when punch him in the gut. I am truly sorry, Kakashi-sensei. He then used his right hand. Soon a spiraling chakra erupted, thrust his palm up, and a large shuriken-like wind spiraling at his hand. Soon he threw it at the woods and shouted. Fuden. Rasen shuriken. Wind release. Spiraling shuriken. The shuriken-like wind hit one of the tree, then expand towards the other till it shape a crater at the ground. Phew. My father hard work being perfected. I will soon add it another nature. I wonder will it blend with gravity. He look at the horizon. Everything looks so devastated and damned. Everything look a lot like a war zone. I guess it's time to repair it before someone gets suspicious. He clapped his hands together and soon a small earthquake erupted. Mokuten. Jukai Koden. Wood release. Deep forest emergence. Vines and trees started to emerge from the ground till it filled the ground with forest. Nodded satisfied, he took a deep breath. Uchiha is sure having a great fire jutsu. Water jutsu from the Forbidden Scroll seem effective too. Earth jutsu is dangerous one, seriously, even that will kill someone in large scale. Kakashi-sensei too having a great assassination technique, and Rasengan is truly magnificent. Well, better get back. Tomorrow I got training with team to do. He leave in a swirl vortex, leaving the new forest he made towards his apartment. Hokage office. Hokage with a puff his smoke look at the various Junin in the room. Today is the confirmation the new team how they were doing. Wonder if they passed or not. It is the Junin decision. Surprisingly, Kakashi isn't late. He has just made it with a swirl of leaves. But if Kakashi made it, something urgent must be happening. Not that everyone bother it, maybe only of this day that he will not be late. Alright then everyone, it's time for your report on the Genin test. Aoba started. Team 1 failed. Almost all team failed, but the last thing they need to hear that Kakashi might be failing his student, because he is known for failing his student all the time. Kakashi finally stepped forward and giving his report. Team 7 passed, he said with an eye smile. Kurenai glanced at Kakashi, who is said to never pass a team. Kurenai is a Junin who use mainly genjutsu with the nickname Ice Mistress of Konoha for her hatred of pervert including Kakashi. She have a pair of red eyes and messy black hair. She dressed in a strap-like clothes with red shirt inside of it. Asuma watched his friend Kakashi with interest. He never thought that Kakashi will ever pass a team, but it seems that he is wrong. As the matter of fact, Kakashi said so himself. Asuma appearance: blue pants and a shirt with black, spiky hair and a gear jacket-like vest over everything. The upper side part of both of the arms of the shirt had a red spiral on it. Around the man's head was a headband with a metal plate with the symbol of a leaf with a spiral in it. He also had a beard and a cigarette in his mouth. Around both of his arms and ankles were a couple of bandages, and around his waist was a simple triangle-shaped cloth with a red kanji for fire symbol in it. On his feet were sandals the same color as his other gear. Sarutobi actually surprised. Kakashi is never be one who passed a team so casually, and knew who this man was: lazy, mournful, pervert, also like him, and really hard to forget the past. Very well, next. Team 8 passed. Kurenai stated. Team 10 is also passed. Asuma said. Sarutobi nodded and give a sign for the Junin to dismissed except for Kakashi, who stand there. For once he doesn't read his book and look serious. Hokage-sama. Sarutobi nodded. Is there something you need, Kakashi? Actually I have, but I really need Anbu to get out. This is really a way of privacy and about Naruto. With that, Sarutobi gives signal to his Anbu in the room to leave and place a privacy seal. He honestly interested, what makes the Kakashi the once lazy become like this? He really wanted to know. Is there something you can report about Naruto? Sarutobi asked. Kakashi nodded. Yes, there's some strange ability that he used, and the skill he have. He is not a genin for my part of though. Sarutobi raised his left eyebrow. Oh, and what kind of ability he have? I honestly didn't see it at my crystal ball often. he seemed relatively fine, with his usual attitude. That's the problem, unfortunately, he is different from the description. Please tell. From what I see, he is the kind of person who calculative and perspective, he also having a rather interesting outfit, look a lot like a monk, and his appearance really are different from what I see. Sarutobi frowned, letting Kakashi continued. He is also look a lot like a sage, apparently he doesn't wear a kill me orange jumpsuit and his aura were a calm and calculative. When our team tested, he is the one who already figure it out. He also having a skill easily AS rank shinobi, he hide it rather well, I didn't even think a genin would be able to do that. He also said that underestimating your enemy will prove the most fatal and he prove it, and he hit easily a Kage S rank shinobi, he hit rather, God that is why I need a medical checkup at the hospital before went here. I see, so you are saying that he is not a genin with that skill, is there anything else? Sarutobi frowned, thinking his surrogate grandson to be powerful enough. Yes, he have dujutsu, he stated, and Sarutobi eye went wide. What kind of dujutsu? He totally surprised by the sudden new Kekkei Genkei that Naruto achieved. It appears that it is a combination of Rinnegan and Sharingan, with a crimson-red color. His ability seemed to be able to control unknown force that push the enemy and pull the enemy. Kakashi stated. Sarutobi eyed went wide, who could possibly having in Rinnegan eye with Sharingan becoming one? I see, well I will take care of it later. Kakashi nodded and leave with swirl of leaves. Naruto, what is you secret? He closed his eyes and took a peek at his table and a stack of paperwork already there and start working again. I'm too old for this shit. 1 week later, Naruto and his team were at his mission capturing Tora. Although many of shinobi hate this mission, Team 7 mainly Naruto like this mission. Why? It's because Naruto is like the tamer of the cat devil Tora. Once Naruto see the cat, he brought the cat at his hand while he petted the cat ears, and it's just like that, Naruto just love animal, even in his previous life. Now they were in the assignment room and poor Tora being squeezed by his owner, the daimyo wife, he also pity the cat so he give her an advice. Miss, may I suggest that you hold him a bit soft so that he will not run away. And so the wife daimyo take his advice. Surprisingly, Tora wasn't running away, instead rubbing his fur at her. With that, the daimyo wife thanked to the young blonde man and leave Konoha. After finishing the mission, they expect to having a higher mission from the Hokage. Somehow Iruka was there helping Hokage with his work, and so Kakashi asked Hokage for the C-rank mission for his team. Hokage-sama, we're just finished our last mission, I suggest we take the first C rank for my team, he said with an eye smile. Iruka seemed to be thinking that Kakashi is out of his mind. No, can't you see that your team is only 1 week from doing D rank mission? Instead, Kakashi who answered it was Naruto. To be exact, we already done our 50 mission in 1 week, I mean seriously, who do all the chores anyway? Ninja is supposed to be outside the village not doing some chores. 2 of his teammates seem to agree. Sasuke is because he wanted to show what he is made of, and Sakura just agreed with her, Sasuke-kun. Naruto didn't understand why she is always clinging to Sasuke. I mean, he pity Sasuke because he is always being bothered by Sakura, who always asking for date, and Sakura, despite being a CS kunoichi, she seemed to be more attracted to Sasuke. With no doubt that Sasuke really hate it. Fangirl is really scary. He shivered at the thought. It seems that Naruto is right. They already done the mission. Quiet many for the team who just graduate. I guess I could give you one. It is to escort some bridge builder to Nami no Kuni named Tazuna. He will be here shortly. Sarutobi stated with a smile. But Hokage-sama, are you sure they are quite ready? Iruka asked with a concerned tone. Hokage just nodded. Yes, I believe that is right. Naruto is there after all. Muttered slowly, so the last Uchiha won't mad. If you say so. Iruka just accepted it quietly, until a knock from the door came. Come in, Hokage ordered. Then the man with a straw hat and a very simple civilian clothes, he held a bottle of sake, and a backpack. He reeks of alcohol and what mean too many it is simply like he always drink himself with sake. Huh, is this my escort team is, they are just a bunch of brat, the pink looks like she will die at any second and the duck hair looks like a emo brooder, and the tall silver one looks like a scarecrow, he snorted while gulping his sake. What about me? Naruto asked, since he is the only who didn't described. Tazuna look at Naruto, and smirk. You look fine, I mean too fine. Naruto just chuckle. Well, even if you said bad about my team, we are shinobi of course we could protect you, you don't need to worry Tazuna-san. Well, if you say so, meet at the gate at 3 hours we need to get there fast. With that he leave. Very well Hokage-sama it seems that we will begin our mission. Kakashi said with a tingle of jealousy because only Naruto being complimented. Yes, and please take care all of them. With that said Kakashi leave via Shunshin and Naruto leave with a swirl of vortex, making the Hokage and Iruka dumbfounded while Sasuke and Sakura who already know this kind of thing walk out to prepare the mission, their first C-rank mission. 3 hours later at the main gate. Naruto looked impassively but on the inside he is excited for the first time he been on the mission, only himself and not being his old self. During his journey he met many people, but of course they didn't exactly know him since he always leave the next day. Even though he only be the most powerful member in his team, he only want for their relationship as friend grow, especially Sasuke and Sakura, since both of them still, hey let's just say he is the inferior, but he just shrugged it off. As he reached the front gate, he realized that he is the one that late, and Kakashi was supposed to be late. Well it's not hurt to see them thinking once in a while that their sensei is always late, well can't blame them. Naruto, you should have not late, you are 2 hours late by the way. Kakashi said, while Naruto widened his eyes. Am I really that late? He just nonchalantly shrugged it off. Well, you know there is this old lady that need help to cross the street and I saw a black cat so I had to take a long way around the village to leave the bad omen. He said with an innocent smile making the three of them sweat dropped except Kakashi who give him a thumb and pat on Naruto's back while giving him an eye smile. Well done I knew you are my true student, alright then let's go, we move at diamond formation, I am going to take up the rear, Sakura you take the left, Sasuke you take the right while Naruto you take the front, he ordered. Hi, all of them said in unison. With that all of them walked on the way to Nami no Kuni. On the way, Sakura asked if there is a ninja there, but Naruto who explained it. Since he is the one who already travel around the elemental countries and gained experience on the journey. At 6 years old he leave from Konohagakure to the nearby countries. At 7 years old he went through Sunagakure. A year later he went to Iwagakure. He also found about the hatred that his father caused to Iwa. At the age of 9 he went to Kumogakure where he met the most fastest man alive but to him it was nothing his eternal Rinnegan could see through Raikage movement and by accident he copy his Raiden no Yoroi. He also went to Kurigakure unfortunately the country at civil war although he has to add some spicy involvement there, the rest of the year he spent to discover the new countries. After explaining Naruto activated his Ain no Rinnegan and spotted 2 ninja. He could easily spotted them, they were a fool to use such genjutsu. Once closing in he dispelled their genjutsu and showed 2 men in masked, they are Gozu and Maizu. As soon as they appear Naruto quickly reached for their head and took away their soul. He quickly deactivated his Ain no Rinnegan while received their memories he turned his gaze at Tazuna and then at his team. Kakashi was at awe and horror, and widened his eyes while saw that their missing nin's soul just being taken. Sakura shivered at how Naruto took away their soul in just a minute. Sasuke were angered at how the Dobi have the power to take the soul of the missing nin, while Tazuna almost pissing himself. Naruto then directed his killing intent at Tazuna who shivered even more. Tazuna-san you will tell me why our B-rank missing ninja were trying to attack you. We are supposed to protect you from bandits considering that we have taken a C-rank mission, right Kakashi-sensei? He glanced at Kakashi who regained his composure. Kakashi nodded. Naruto is right, We were supposed to be protecting from bandits now that we involving a ninja. This is suppose a B to A rank mission. If you didn't honestly tell the truth then we leaving this mission. He release his own killing intent at Tazuna who sweated even more, with that he sighed and tell the truth. Their countries are poor, and considering there is Gato, who Naruto recognized to be a black marketing leader of Gato company, he couldn't stand it against the tyranny of Gato at the explanation of slavery, violence and took the money from the country. It is almost unbelievable at that man's tyranny, but Naruto keep his composure. After the explanation Kakashi tired to ask their team if they wanted to continue or not. Well, considering this is a dangerous mission, and all of you are Genin, said we return to the village, what do you guys think? Kakashi asked his team since he didn't want to lose any more comrades since the loss of his comrades at the Third Great Shinobi War. I said we continue. If we just abandoned a client in the middle of the mission won't it be bad reputation for Konoha? Naruto said with a smile. Sasuke nodded. For once I agree with the Dobi. Sakura shivered though she nodded too. Well, if you guys said so, I guess that is agreeable. I will be sending some of my Ninken back to Hokage, and said with the current mission. A minute later Kakashi gave a note to Pakun, and after that he returned to the group. Since that has been taken care of, off we go, said lazily while pumping his fist upward in the very lazy way. All of them sweat dropped and give him a dry smile. Right. All of them said in unison. Nami no Kuni. After the continuation for the mission and change it to C rank to A rank, they finally arrive at Nami no Kuni. It was rather foggy if anyone seemed to notice about it in Naruto, seem uneasy either so he activated his Ain no Rinnegan again to see at this fog, the ability to see even thickest chakra of fog and saw that there is someone there. He reached for his kunai at his pocket and aim at the grass near them and soon found out that it is a white fur rabbit. He thought to himself. Why is there a white fur rabbit here? It should be brown, or maybe there is someone who actually vet it. His thought was interrupted by a whirling sound and look out to be a giant sword. Kakashi quickly ordered, everyone get down. Everyone seemed to comply, only Naruto that seemed to unroll some scroll with a puff of smoke. He parried it with a shakuho, a Buddhist-like staff, to a nearby tree. In front of them a muscular man with pale skin, short spiky black hair, brown eyes, and small eyebrows. He was normally seen wearing bandages like a mask over the bottom half of his face. Under his mask, he had a relatively narrow jawline and jagged teeth, a trait he shared with his fellow swordsman. He wore his hite 8 sideways on his head. He was seen shirtless, with his chest only covered by a belt, wearing baggy pants with the striped pattern typical of Kurigakure and mimetic wrist warmers extending up to his elbows, with matching leg warmers. Naruto which he see this, he took the Kubikiribocho and walked towards Kakashi and stood side by side, at his right hand is his staff and Kubikiribocho at his left hand. He stood there and slowly he appeared. Copy Ninja Sharingan no Kakashi, no wonder demon brothers failed, the man said. Zabuza the demon missed a rank missing nin of Kurigakure no Sato. I am truly sorry to disappoint you but I am not the one who killed them, but my genin here. He pointed at Naruto who stands side by side with Kakashi. Zabuza snorted. Did you really think that the brat here is defeating the demon brothers by himself, ha? Don't make me laugh. Hey brat, why don't toss my weapon? You know it's not polite to take another weapon from someone, right? The man named Zabuza said, threatening him with his killing intent while Naruto just shrugged it off. Naruto didn't understand why this man fighting by himself and for a matter of fact that there is someone who might help him at the nearby trees. Zabuza Momochi, it seems you truly are overconfident at your skill. Very well then, if you are skilled as you might say, why don't you show me? He said impassively while activating his Ain no Rinnegan, then tossed Kubikiribocho at Zabuza who grabbed it and Kakashi who widened his eyes. Sasuke, Sakura guard Tazuna, Naruto and I will take care of this. Despite hate being left out, Sasuke complied. He knew that Zabuza not his match but he is still angry at Naruto who takes all the power to kill Itachi who's supposed to be him. It seems you've got guts boy, I give you for that, but still, he rushed towards Naruto, who just stands still, and Kakashi began to panic. You are no match for me. Naruto, move. Kakashi ordered, but Naruto just told him to stand there while Naruto give him a smirk. Don't worry about it, I'll be fine, just watch. He stand there, stare intently at Zabuza, then he smirked at his victory, but that smirk did not hold for long. His slashed through the kid's body and it seems there is no effect from the slashed. By then he realized that the boy punched him in the face, throwing him through the river. He doesn't wanted to be humiliated by a brat. He stood up and going to fast hand seals, and Naruto followed him. They finished the hand seals and shouted. Suiden. Suiryuden no Jutsu. Water release. Water Dragon Jutsu. Both Water Dragon emerged and clashed each other until Naruto overpowered Zabuza's Water Dragon. He tried to stand, but Naruto appeared in front of him and kick his right face flew him through the water. Zabuza, who already looked like a death state, grunted to once again standing, but alas, a 3 Senbon hit him. Then a hunter nin came to have said to retrieve Zabuza, but Naruto knew better. Behind the mask, the young woman is actually tried to save Zabuza. Naruto will let it slide for now. But he will remember the woman consisted of the standard Kurigakure pinstriped outfit which stopped at her knees. Over this she wore a green haori with white trimmings, and around her waist a brown sash with a fringed trail wrapped around her waist twice. She also wore light brown platoon sandals with straps in the same color as her kimono and nail polish on her fingernails and toenails in matching blue-green color. When wearing this outfit, her long hair was gathered in a white bun holder, while 2 locks of her hair fell loose, framing his face, bound with metal hair cuffs at the ends. She also wore a black forehead protector with the Kurigakure's symbol upon it. He wore a hunter nin mask on top of his forehead protector, which was white with thin, curved eye holes and a red wavy design in place of the mouth, as well as the Kurigakure symbol etched in the top. Naruto smiled. Be careful with your job next time, lady. His smile turned into a smirk while the hunter nin seemed to be shocked and blush. Then she regained her composure and nodded. I thank you, I am afraid I must leave. With that she leave with a shunshin. Kakashi-sensei, I am afraid you have to train those two. He pointed at Sasuke and Sakura. We will fight them again, and those two will seriously need help. Naruto said and Kakashi nodded. Tazuna-san, please lead the way. Naruto gestured to Tazuna, who dumbstruck and regained his composure but still stuttering. Alright, Tazuna said. On the road was not pleasant. Sasuke wanted to fight him to prove his worth while Sakura just agreeing to the emo, but he keep his patient, after all he is a sage must be wise and patient. With that they arrived at Tazuna house. Sandaime Hokage just sigh at the moment situation. Why? It's because the young Naruto has been commit something that unexpected. He killed 2 B rank missing nin on the way towards his mission, and it seems that Danzo Root Anbu has caught the sight of his action. Now Sarutobi and all of the council meeting to discuss his action. On the right side there is the civilian council. While Sarutobi always tried to reason that civilian council aren't needed, they just keep complaining. The reason why Sarutobi even let the civilian council, it's because politics. Whether he liked it or not, he cannot disband them, or they would be leaving for another village. On the left side there is Shinobi Head Clan. Shikaku Nara represent Nara Clan, Choza Akamichi represent Akamichi Clan, Inoichi Yamanaka represent Yamanaka Clan, Sum Inazuka represent Inazuka Clan, Shibi Aburame represent Aburame Clan, and Hiyashi Hyuga represent Hyuga Clan. Among these clan head only Uchiha who is not present, it's because the only member is Sasuke and he is too young to be clan head. On the other side of Sarutobi is the elders. Sarutobi couldn't help why his friends still try to correct Konoha even though they were old. They are Danzo Shimura, head of Root Anbu, unofficially, Kaharu Udatane and Homura Mitokado, an old friend of Sarutobi. Even though they were his friends, they somewhat more militant, and so they always sided with Danzo on several occasions. Well then, since we are all here, what is the meeting we're here for? Sarutobi asked. One of the civilian members stand up. Hokage-sama, we achieve a report from the de Uzumaki brat that he already defeat 2 missing nin by his own. we suggest that Uzumaki Naruto should be restrained so that his action won't be repeat in the near future. Sarutobi raised his eyebrow. Oh, and why should I? It's because that kid contains something within him. Nara Shikaku stated he observed the civilian council. It is clear that they were scared that one day he will turn his back on them. Shikaku already see this and he won't just let it away. And now that he is stronger and one of the Konoha shinobi, it is none of your business. I guess we should close this meeting, it's really troublesome. Shikaku said with his left hand supporting his head. Choza nodded. I agree, if he is becoming stronger then it would be great asset to our village. Seeing that young Uzumaki already aware of his power, I guess we should let him be. The civilian were angered by this and tried to retort while the ninja side agree with Nara and Akamichi's statement. Before the elders and civilian make an uproar, Sarutobi sighed and proceed to close the meeting. He will personally deal with Naruto as of time. I will personally talk to him, and I know him well enough, if he will agree to tell the truth, as it now this meeting will dismissed. Sarutobi said. With that Sarutobi frowned and thought to himself while glancing at Danzo. Danzo, what are you really up to? Nami no Kuni. Naruto and his group reached Tazuna house by sunset. Naruto thought he could just kill Gato for whatever that prick has done to this land, but Kakashi keep telling him that he will not involved except at extreme situation. Their job is to protect Tazuna to build the bridge. Naruto finally give up. He could just leave them with a cage bunshin while he finished his work. Finally he gave up, and he also wanted to fix his teammates' way of thinking. Sasuke and Sakura is the one he need to fix. Well then everyone, tomorrow we will training. Kakashi said. Why? Didn't we just defeat Zabuza? Sakura asked. It's because he isn't dead. Sakura, face it, both of you need to get stronger. That hunter Nin back there is Zabuza partner. Naruto said. So you said that he isn't dead, huh? Quiet, unfortunate of you, Dobi, I thought you defeat him. Sasuke rolled his eyes. Tomorrow we will train, for now you guys sleep. Kakashi ordered. Sakura and Sasuke quickly get in their own bed while Naruto disappear and reappear at top of Tazuna's roof. He crossed his legs and closing his eyes tried to feel the surrounding. He always did this before he is sleeping. Why he do this? It's because he will do battle here, and he is not the person who would underestimate an enemy. Right now he acquire his nature energy slowly, the side of his eyes turning black while his forehead were marked with black Rinnegan. He opened his eyes revealing his crimson Rinnegan with 3 tomos each ring in it. It is his Ain no Rinnegan flaring proudly in the middle of the night. Kakashi widened his eyes who see this, but his presence did not go undetected by Naruto who use his senses. Kakashi sensei, we all know that we must sleep, you tell us already. I am just going to take the fresh air and sleep later somewhere, and don't worry, I'll guard the house. With a single glance from Naruto, Kakashi shivered but nodded and made his way inside the house. With that, Naruto gazed towards the moon and saw Jubi's body still intact inside it. He make a sigh of relief. While he knew the recent change from his original Rinnegan to his now Ain no Rinnegan, he realized that this Dujutsu is the most ultimate, making original Rinnegan pale in comparison. He smiled and satisfied. Let's see if we can throw that hatred of your Sasuke Uchiha. Next day, Naruto and his team woke up a rather interesting morning. Well, at least that's what Naruto thought. Naruto give 2 of his teammates a sickly smile, making them shivered at this. After eating breakfast they went through the forest for their tour, training. Naruto will make sure they will train properly. Alright then, now we will training about tree climbing. Kakashi said with an eye smile. But sensei, we already knew that. Sakura said. What sensei means is like this. Naruto started walking at tree defying gravity and soon he is at the top of the tree. What sensei means is you channel your chakra at your feet. Too much it will blow backwards, too little you won't stick. Sakura and Sasuke eyes went wide and soon they started to walk at tree. Sasuke grunted he fall backwards as soon as he stick his feet at the tree. Meanwhile Sakura already at the top of the tree. Kakashi nodded. Alright then, I guess with that I will leave the rest to you Naruto. I will guard the Tazuna. With a single wave Kakashi leave with a shunshin, leaving Naruto with a sweet smile. Now then, as soon as we are done with this training, I want both of you to start running 10 laps across the forest, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. Naruto ordered. Why do we have to listen to you, Dobi? As far as I concern, you are not our sensei. Sasuke said with a huff. It's because I am far stronger than Kakashi, and two of you combine, and get going, or will do a slave driver. Which one do you prefer? He ready his whip at his hand. As soon as they saw Naruto with a whip, they launched themselves at the tree to get the job done. After Naruto ordered them and finish all of them, Naruto ordered Sasuke to continue tree walking, Sakura the same, but to increase her chakra reserves. Sakura shouted at Naruto for being a crazy slave driver, while Sasuke actually smiled. With this kind of training from Naruto, he will get stronger. After their training, all of them returned to Tazuna's house to rest. Naruto said to the two of them that if they continue this training in time, both of them will get stronger. He also reasoned to Sakura if she wanted to be Sasuke's, she will need to be strong. Sasuke is surprised that Sakura taking Naruto's advice, but he is satisfied by the motives and he too wanted to get stronger. Sasuke is walking beside Naruto. He knew that he is far stronger than he looks, but seeing as he was a sage, just too strange. Sasuke always thought the hyperactive blonde who shouted wanted to be Hokage and wear a kill me orange jumpsuit, but it seems he is wrong. Sasuke. Naruto said. Sasuke looked at Naruto as he is snapped from his thought. What, Dobi? Do you want to know the true secret behind the Uchiha massacre? Naruto asked. This got Sasuke's attention. He knew that his clan massacre, but he didn't know what behind the scene. How do you know this, Dobi? And I wanted to know. He asked. Naruto nodded. I can tell you, but you must know that Itachi is not the one who wanted it, but it cannot be helped. He himself killed his own clan, to protect Konoha from the coup that Uchiha planned. Sasuke eye went wide. Why? Uchiha is loyal to the Konoha. But what is the real reason? Sasuke asked, but more like demanded him. Sasuke. 12 years ago a nine-tailed fox attacked the village, but in truth they saw the eye of the Sharingan at the Kyuubi, also the absence of the Uchiha, making them more suspicious with the non-interaction at the village. After they had enough of the accusation to them, Uchiha planning a coup. Konoha elders order Itachi to kill the massacre but leave you alone. Sasuke, he love you and the village more than ever, with the fact that he sacrifice himself for you and the village. If you could leave your hatred at Itachi, I will promise to train you. How about it? Sasuke merely think for a while and saw at Naruto's eye. There is no lie in the eye, and he presumed that Naruto is telling the truth. But when he mentioned that the elders done to his brother, he angered, but it wasn't long before Naruto dissipated with his aura. The aura of peace that he never have. Sasuke, the elders could be blamed, but now when you are just a genin, you will need to get stronger, and find justice on your own, so how about it? Naruto asked. Sasuke nodded. If you can provide me with training, I will at least getting stronger and getting an explanation out of Itachi. I wanted to know everything from his mouth. Naruto nodded sagely. Very well, but I will ask you that you will not getting arrogant just because you are getting stronger, understand? Naruto, you are really an unpredictable shinobi. He walked towards Tazuna house with a first genuine smile after the massacre. Of course, if not, why would I stronger than you? With that both of them bark into laughter. A new friendship. Naruto swear that he will protect his precious people no matter what. He promised that he will bring peace to the world. He never let go of his promise. 1 week later, Naruto were interested at the past few days. After that statement, Sasuke being more open and asking more for training, leaving away his pride as Uchiha, Sakura said she wanted to become a strong kunoichi for his Sasuke-kun. Naruto knew that she is still a fangirl, but giving it time she will be able to pass through it. The second day of the week, Naruto trained with Sasuke and Sakura, letting Kakashi guarding Tazuna while reading his Ika Ika. The truth is that Naruto love Ika Ika, but not to the extent At the second day Sasuke has started to developing his chakra control, making him more confident at the water walking. His physical form is getting changed too. Sakura were trying to get her chakra reserve. With her chakra control she could water walking, but with her reserve she could only last a few, at least 5 minutes only, so she tried to tree walking more. The third day Sasuke already learned a few more Kaden jutsu and enduring his water walking. Sakura chakra reserve is slowly increasing, and with her chakra control she could do a few D-rank genjutsu that Naruto teach her. The fourth day Naruto asks Sasuke to see his elemental nature, which he get as lightning and fire, a great combination. Sakura chakra control and reserve is getting increased, now she is able to water walking for about 20 minutes. The fifth day Naruto having a bad day. Inari grandson of Tazuna were babbling about suffering and hero never exist. Alas, Naruto told him that his suffering is more greater. Sasuke and Sakura were in shock. Did he really having that bad year of his life? After Naruto went to the forest, Kakashi explained to Inari how Naruto suffered in his own village, but still he loved his own village. The sixth day Naruto found himself being waken up by Haku, or so she called. He helped her collect for herbs, which he knew that it is for Zabuza. When she leave, Haku tell him that she is a he, but Naruto already know and grasp her hand and said that she don't need to lie cause he already feel and saw from his Ain no Rinnegan. After telling Haku that Gato will eventually betray her and Zabuza, she quickly report it to Zabuza, which she did. After that Naruto went to his team for training. Sasuke getting his full matured Sharingan with the help of Naruto Tsukuyomi. Sasuke was actually surprised that Naruto Dujutsu could do that, but he just shrugged it off. In face he thanked him for getting his Sharingan. The last day they went to the bridge hoping to face Zabuza ahead. Naruto leaving one of his yin-yang blood clones inside Tazuna's house and family to protect them, while Tazuna follow Kakashi and his team. It was in the midday, but the situation is grim. Fog started coming out of nowhere and footsteps soon arrive at the other side of the bridge. It is Haku and Zabuza. Zabuza wore a sleeveless black shirt and matching pants, complete with a waist guard, and yet again, Kurigakure's striped wrist and leg warmers. Other swordsmen of his generation wore attire identical to this, implying that they might be clothes related to the group. While donning this attire, much like his fellow swordsmen, he had bandages loosely tied around his neck like a scarf. Haku is using her usual attire and look at them with blank stare, but deep inside she doesn't want to fight Naruto. He is her first friend, that of her age since her childhood. Naruto stepped forward. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the hidden mist, I have come to propose something for you. Zabuza stepped forward. What is it that you wish to propose, brat? I have came with information that you will be betrayed by Gato while you exhausted and kill you, he also not planning to pay you. Zabuza snorted. Really? Even if that is true, then what will you do? Naruto give him a small smile. You will be guaranteed that you will be placed upon Konohagakure no Sato Shinobi. It is better than being a missing nin, right? HMPH, as if Hokage will listen to your request, you are just a genin. What can you do? I might be a genin, but my power is beyond cage, to be honest. I just suppressed my chakra to that of a civilian. Have you realized in our last fight, Zabuza? Naruto raised his eyebrow. If it's true, then I will join you. My pride won't just surrender to the likes of you. If Gato has surely betrayed us, then we will comply. With that, Zabuza clenched his fist at Kubukiribocho handle and unsheathing it. Kakashi frowned. Naruto, I will take care of Zabuza, you and Sasuke will take care of that hunter nin. Sakura, you guard Tazuna. With that, all of them nodded. Sasuke quickly leapt towards Haku and quickly sent his kick at Haku's face, but being blocked. Haku countered it with a fist to Sasuke's face. Eventually he evaded it. The two of them began fighting in their own taijutsu style, Sasuke who already used his interceptor style, thanks to Naruto who already developed his taijutsu stance. Now Sasuke is a high chunin his chakra reserves and control. After a good 15 minutes, Sasuke and Haku leapt back. Naruto just stand there observing their fight with his Ain no Rinnegan. Sasuke already activated his full matured Sharingan while Haku went into several hand seals and shouted, Hyoten Haijutsu, Makio Hyosho. Hidden Ice Release. Demonic ice mirrors, Sasuke soon surrounded by ice mirrors trying to get out but seemed impossible. Naruto also took a glance at Kakashi and Zabuza fight, it seems that Kakashi having trouble. Kakashi used his Sharingan but it seemed that it is impossible for Sharingan to see through fog. Zabuza. Naruto knew that Zabuza can't see, that is the risk using silent killer technique, but only Zabuza who seemed to have a good eyesight. Naruto never moved an inch, he only wanted to see the training he gave to Sasuke, and it seems it was worth it. Sasuke could hold his own against Haku for a good 15 minutes, since Haku is quite strong, he would take that she is a low Junin. With Sasuke only high Chunin it would be impossible to win. Naruto saw that Sasuke already limp on the ground. Sakura thought that he died but he knew better. With Ain no Rinnegan he could see that Sasuke is still alive and just at death-like state by Haku. It seems that Haku doesn't wish to hurt him more. With the reservation is done, he quickly use half-ram seals and move with his own new creation version of Hiraishin his father created. With that he disappear with his Jikuken Hiraishin, space-time flying thunder god. The difference between his Hiraishin and his father is, his own doesn't need a seal to perform it, only combining his yin-yang chakra he created his own Hiraishin no Jutsu, flying thunder god technique. Taking Sasuke out of the ice mirrors giving him to Sakura who quickly popped the Senbon out of Sasuke and her hands glow green then started to heal him. Naruto also teach Sakura a healing technique since her chakra control seemed to be great that she will be a great medic. Sakura. He is still alive, take care of him, I will be back soon. Sakura nodded. She already acknowledged Naruto as her own sensei beside Kakashi since he trained her. He show her that Naruto isn't just a dobi, but now she acknowledge him as some sort of sage. Naruto nodded back with that he leave in the flash of black to Haku's ice mirrors. You are really great Haku-chan, but I am afraid I have to end this. With that he waited for the Senbon. I'm sorry Naruto-kun but I must do this for my precious people. With that she throw 1,000 of Senbon at him. Naruto only smirked at this he stretched both of his hand and shouted. Shinra Tensei. Heavenly subjugation of omnipresent God, all of the Senbon who previously almost hit Naruto turned back by a force of gravity even the ice mirrors that surrounded him began to crack and eventually shattered. Haku stumbled backwards but being caught by Naruto and carry her bridal style. Haku blushed at the feeling of his muscle and Naruto's sapphire eyes looked at her with a smile. Soon Naruto left her standing and saw that crack of lightning at the side where Kakashi and Zabuza battled. Naruto quickly in the flash of black and hold Kakashi's hand stopping his Raikiri. Kakashi-sensei I told you that you can't kill him remember. Naruto said his Ain no Rinnegan stare at Kakashi's very soul making him shivered and gulped. I'm sorry Naruto it seems that I overdoing it. Apologies accepted. After Zabuza saved a clapped sound can be heard at the other side of the bridge. It was Gato and his army of 1,000. Well, look at this the demon seemed to be lost, I guess we can take his bounty and that girl to be my. Zabuza growled at the statement but Naruto hold him off. You are too tired let me handle this. Naruto stepped forward. You people are scum I shall destroy all of you know, but remember it will painful. He clapped his hand together using his yin chakra he felt that he could the water. Sweden. Daisuryuden no Jutsu. A large water dragon with a yellow eyes emerged and strode itself at the Gato subordinate making all of them rushed towards the sea except for Gato who tried to return to the ship but being held by Naruto in the throat. Please let me go, I'll give you anything, money, woman, land anything just please let me go. He pleased but alas Naruto only smirked. I don't need shit from someone like you, my clone already robbed all of them and give it back to their respectful owner. Naruto's Ain no Rinnegan spinning one of them spin at the right and the other to the left and so on, the black flames soon emerged towards the ship sinking Gato alongside his remained subordinate. Naruto looked at the sky. It's over. Rain of snow slowly falling from the sky, it is impossible, but Naruto knew such event will not be forgotten. 2 weeks later, after Gato being killed, all of the acid in Nami no Kuni returned to their respective owner. Naruto and the other including Zabuza helped the villagers to complete the bridge. After Naruto and his company finished, the villagers come to see them off from Nami no Kuni. Inari cried of happiness. Deep down he is happy that his Oni-san Naruto is saving his countries, the other he doesn't want him to leave. Naruto patted Inari's head. Don't worry Inari, I'll be sure to visit you sometimes during the mission, and you don't need to be sad of crying, that cry is the cry of happiness. Inari looked at his Oni-san with a teary eyes. Really? Naruto nodded. Really? With the last wave Naruto left with his team, Zabuza and Haku. The villagers mumbling, what is the name of the bridge? Tazuna burst into laugh. Of course we will name the bridge, the Great Naruto Bridge. All of them agreed and chorused a cheer altogether. Naruto, who could hear